Welcome back. After our series, Welcome to the Smart Future, Smart World, and then we talked about intelligence, knowledge, competencies, emotional stability. Now we will begin a journey into the battle between the mind and the monkey. What am I talking about? First of all, why is this important? So you don't end up in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong person, being the wrong person. What? How can you be the wrong person? It's mind-boggling. But we have a remote in the palm of our hand. It's called free will. It's up to you. Our last video was a little bit about this, but of course we will expand and explain a little bit better. One of my tasks, not jobs, one of my tasks is about explaining things that no one has ever explained, simplifying things that are thrown here and there and no one really understands, and everyone is afraid to ask because it makes you look stupid. And people just don't ask because they think there's no point in asking, nobody knows anything anyway. And 10, 20, 30 years go by. First of all, you have to work on yourself rather than work for other people all your life. Imagine how much value, how much effort you have put into working at a job for other people, on doing homework, and you have not worked on yourself. What is working on yourself? It's trying to become a better person with better behavior, better habits, healthier, trying to become smarter with more intelligence, more investigative skills, more information, more knowledge, more competencies, working on getting yourself fixed. Why? Many people have frustrations, fixations, fascinations, fantasies, phobias. You have to work on fixing yourself because these are triggers, and you do things and then you realize, why did I do that? Why did I buy this? Why did I say this? It's called blurting. People with anxiety, people with hyperactivity, or people with personality problems, they need to put themselves above the others because the rest of the life everybody put them down. So they blurt out things to hurt people, to say mean things, to put people down, and to put themselves above. So we have to start monitoring. What are we saying? How are we doing? How are we living? It's how you live that defines you, not what you say. You can say anything. You can say you're a billionaire, you have a Ferrari, you're the greatest, you're the best, you're everything. But it's how you live that people observe and they find out exactly who you are. So you have to work on fixing yourself, getting rid of frustrations, fixations, fascinations, because they drive you crazy and they take you down dangerous paths. So the first thing that we have to do is fix ourselves. Get ready, get set, go. But if you go without getting fixed, without getting ready, you go, or you go straight into the wall because you're desperate, you're out of control, you don't look carefully, you don't move carefully, slowly, you don't look around, you're in the anxious, impulsive mode. That's how people get married. That's how women get pregnant. That's how people lose jobs. This anxious, aggressive, irritable, frustrated mode. And it's years and years and years building up like a volcano. People saying depreciative things, putting you down, people being mean, you getting bullied, nobody appreciating you, and the self-esteem is going down and down, and then you become one of these two main tribes, the doomers and the haters. For the doomers, nothing matters, the world's going to end, it's going to explode, there's going to be a nuclear war, who cares? The main phrase of doomers is, who cares? And haters, it's them. They work for the demon. They're the enemy. They're communists. They're the bad guys. And the doomers and the haters, first of all, they hate each other. And they hate everybody else. It's called hate mode. Enemy mode. It's difficult. Fixing yourself. Getting ahead. With these kinds of thoughts and behaviors. So, we have to monitor ourselves, fix, correct the behaviors that are antagonistic, mean, aggressive, and teach ourselves to behave, to be nice, kind, and gentle, to treat other people as human beings, not as enemies. There's no point creating unnecessary enemies. Life is complicated as it is. And normally people are their worst enemies, their own worst enemies. So, fix yourself to get out of your own way. Stop being the main problem in your life. If you can't fix yourself and program yourself to be a better person, a smarter person, how are you going to find an ideal partner, a better person to be with you? That's why people end up not only in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong person, wrong persons, because in the end, everybody becomes your enemy. If you had 3 or 4 ex-wives and they're all against you, and their kids with you hate you, because the mom's brainwashing them all against you, or the dad. So it's total war, everybody against everybody else. So it all begins with understanding what I'm saying, not ending up in the wrong place, at the wrong time, with the wrong person, and being yourself the wrong person, a person that no one worked on to improve, to become better, to become smarter, so you can take smarter decisions, so you can do the right thing, take the right action. You can think through, think clearer, think slower, and get it right. So, how not to end up at the wrong place at the wrong time? Fixing yourself so you're free of all these fixations and fascinations and frustrations, so you can study, develop, become more mature, take better decisions, so you don't go to live next to a volcano that's about to explode. Somewhere in the Caribbean where a gigantic tornado is building up. Somewhere in Oklahoma where there's huge 20, 30 tornadoes coming and going regularly. What are you doing? We have to look around and see what's happening. There's no obligation for living next to a volcano or next to a stormy environment where regularly you have hurricanes and tornadoes. We have free will. We can get smarter. We can develop the mind so that the monkeys inside our brain are not controlling us. So let me finalize the first part of our journey into the world of the mind versus the monkey by telling a Zen story of 4 monkeys and a book. In the forest, 4 monkeys were sitting together, and one of them said, "There's something strange down there." The 4th monkey said, "I'm not interested. What's down there has no interest. It's here that we have bananas. Our only interest is bananas." The 2nd monkey said, wait a minute. Maybe it's something to eat. I'll go and find out." So he came down from the tree, went to the book and took a bite. And he threw the book on the ground and said, "It's not food. Forget about it." The 1st monkey, the last monkey, came down and he said, "I know what it's for." Everybody said, "Wow." He said, "Come close. Come close." And they all came close. And he said, "You know what it's about? I'll tell you." He picked up the book and hit them on the head. "This is what it's for." What are we talking about? We are talking about the 4 principal behaviors of human beings who are managed by the monkeys in their mind. First is show no interest. I don't care. Second is, if it's not a banana that I'm familiar with, or a hamburger or a pizza, it all depends, I'm not interested. The third is, it's not tasty, it's not food, I'm not interested. And the 4th, certainty. I know what I'm talking about. I'm sure. Having certainties is a sign of stupidity. We should have doubts. We should be in a questioning mode, not in a certainty mode. So when you adopt one of these 4 monkey minds, monkey behaviors, especially certainty mode, you will end up at the wrong place, at the wrong time, with the wrong person, being the wrong person for yourself. That's why you ended up there, in a nowhere land, being a nowhere man, doing nothing, being a nobody, going nowhere. There's a famous Beatles song, "A Nowhere Man." This is what they're really talking about. The people that wrote these songs, they were trying to say things in an indirect way. Because if you said it directly in the past, you were burnt as a witch, you were hanged. So people have learned to say things in a diplomatic way, in an indirect way. So in the Zen civilization of the Orient, for thousands of years, they developed subtlety, an indirect way of showing people that the real battle is between the mind that has to be cultivated and planted and developed, and the monkeys inside, who are always being foolish, living in foolishness. And so it's very difficult taking control, assuming control. It's a wild ride, flying blindly, and the monkeys are in the pilot's cabin doing all kinds of crazy things, and the plane's going up and down and ends up in nowhere land. That's if it lands, because normally the plane crashes. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe so that all the next episodes and the previous episodes are there for you. Thank you very much.